What is up, my jizzin' junkies? As you can see, we're at Spawn issue number 60. And, just a heads up, this is a cool fucking issue. So, tune right in. Let's go. If you remember last issue, Cyan was taken by the Violator. But Terry doesn't know this. He thinks that Cyan was taken by Spawn. Spawn sees the SWAT members flooding the alleyways, and he aims through his futuristic gun's sniper scope at one of them, ready to pull the trigger. Then Cog comes behind him like, "What the fuck, dude? What are you doing? You're just gonna shoot a cop for no reason?" And Spawn says, "Yeah, they're a threat, and this is war, so I'm gonna kill whoever I want." And then Cog's like, "Oh, so this is what it is, war, and you don't even know what you're fighting for. You don't know that Cyan was taken, do you?" And then Spawn's like, "No, what?" And then he needs to find out about it. Spawn passes by one of the SWAT members sneakily, and then the SWAT member notices him, putting the gun to the back of Spawn's head. Spawn quickly turns around, disarms the guy, and hits him in the head with the gun, even breaking through his helmet. It doesn't kill the guy, but he's injured for a while, and then he goes back to work. Cyan has been deprived of water and food, so she's getting hungry and thirsty. And then the Violator eats up bugs and fucking swishes them in his mouth, then spits it out and says, "Here you go, you can have this." Jason Wynn orders his men to find out what Terry was looking for in his data, and then terminate him. Spawn enters Terry's home, and as soon as Terry sees him, Terry comes after him. Spawn tells Terry that it wasn't him and he wants to know where Cyan went and what's happening. Then Wanda enters the room, and she questions Terry whether or not that was Spawn's voice, because she's starting to catch on as to what he's hiding and that he's hiding something. Then Spawn goes into Cyan's crib and grabs her little toy. Spawn uses this toy to be able to sense the events that have happened to her, so he can touch an object and view all the things that have been happening. Then Spawn goes and takes Cyan away from the Violator. Spawn aims his massive rifle at the Violator, and when he goes to blow his head off, the gun starts clicking. So the Violator probably jammed his gun without even, having to move a muscle. When the Violator pounces on Spawn, getting him in a headlock, Spawn's symbiote creates a ton of spikes around his neck, impaling the Violator's forearms. Then Spawn wraps up Violator's wrists with chains, which breaks his wrist. And as the Violator starts to transform, Spawn wraps the Violator's body in his chains, but he turns his chains into like razors. So as the Violator's turning into his form, it just cuts him deeper and deeper and deeper with the razors. The Violator's pissed because he's unable to transform now, and then Spawn tells him your reign of terror is over, and I'm taking out Wynn and Chapel next. The Violator laughs, saying, "Chapel? You think that's who killed you? Oh man." And then he says, "Good, because now your soul can rot in hell with another thing that haunts you." The Violator leaps at Spawn, but Spawn grabs him by the throat with one hand. He says, "Take a look," and puts his gauntlet in front of the Violator's face, and then impales the Violator's head with his spikes. Spawn starts to suffocate the Violator with his cape, and then he goes up to him with his eyes in his mouth and starts spewing necroplasm out of them both, incinerating the Violator. After that, Cyan is returned home to Wanda and Terry, then they embrace her with a tight hug. Alright, and that was Spawn issue number 60. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, then I know you're a fucking pussy, but you don't have to keep rubbing it in or anything, alright? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!